see if this works. Okay, it says we're being live streamed. Let's see what YouTube decides to think about that.
Oh,
Oh. Okay, it says we're being live.
we're there.
It's working.
Yep. And
Heyo.
nobody's here.
Yeah,
God
we
damn it.
figured it out. Oh,
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Oh. So wait, can you see it?
Okay, well, first of all, I gotta shut that off on my end because I'm hearing everything slapping back to me. Okay, well, this is promising. This is promising. Okay, got it. Okay.
All right, well, it says there are 3 people watching now, and I think one of them is me.
I think 3 of them are all us. Holy crap. Well, I think that was a very good learning experience.
Well, now it's almost an hour. I think we lost our 10 viewers.
Well,
How do we get them back?
I'm gonna lose my wife when I realize I can't get upstairs in time for bed. Why is did Betty White die?
What?
Well, she's trending. Oh, every so often people are like, oh, we want to appreciate Betty White. Stop doing that when she's trending.
Oh,
Everyone thinks she's dead. Okay, so we're live on YouTube. So let me just see if I can get this. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this link here. Let me go to here, save this image. This is okay. The good news is I think from what I've learned doing this now that I can do it next time way easier.
mm-hmm.
Doesn't really help right now. Okay, so first of all, let me get a link in the socials to. Okay, here we go. Okay.
To get everybody
we
back.
Are live on the revised YouTube link. Send that out. We'll have to get Facebook updated. The fact that there's multiple links is I was trying. The thing that really delayed is I was trying everything I could to not make it be a new link because that's obviously going to complicate things on all the social media. But okay, let me get this up on YouTube real quick. Be good. Here, profile. Oh, 89 links on, or 89 likes on. Okay, submit that. Kids are going hog wild upstairs, which should make for extra insanity. Okay. Okay, so a bunch of people are in the stream. I still have to find it on my end here. Let me go to your channel. Your channel. Live. Okay, I'll click on right there. Hey, there we go. I can see you.
Hey.
Okay, the 6 people watch. The people are coming back. Okay, it's working. Thank you for your patience. Okay. I will post new. Okay.
I don't see a chat now.
You don't see the chat? I see the chat.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, so let me go here. Make a new tweet. Okay, we're live at a revised URL. Click the link here to join. Maybe I should just delete the last tweet too to make it less confusing. All right, now Facebook's the last thing I gotta fix. Edit post. Put here. And I guess if anyone's following us on YouTube, they should get an alert too. So our YouTube peeps, of course, a lot of them might be in the UK. Okay. New revised link here. Okay. All right. That's good. We've got a few people straggling in. It might be a smaller group than it was before. Who knows?
Well, since they were expecting us to start like an hour ago.
Oh, I know, right? Oh, terrible.
Nate. No, I'm kidding.
No, it's really
Nate.
bad. Good thing there's not like good thing we're not like a major brand. There's like huge financial repercussions. Oh my god, we're losing our shirts
Oh boy.
over this live stream.
That wouldn't be no good.
Nope. Okay. Ryan M. Oh my god, it's working. Okay, we'll start in a few minutes. Okay, sorry everybody. Okay, we're gonna start in a few minutes. Just a couple minutes. Let me get myself recording. I had set everything up earlier. If we want to be really trippy here, you can see. Oh no, I won't do that because that'll be. I don't know if there's any sensitive information there that I might give away. Okay, that's perfect. Good. I got to give recording permissions to myself. Okay, got to let Jen know. Huge technical difficulties. All right, folks. Well, I think we should just plow through this and get it done one way or the other. Okay, one second. Okay, are you recording on your end?
God, no, not yet.
Okay. Do you want to go into the chat and you can keep an eye on the chat and let people know if?
Yeah, you want me to wait to record?
No, but just monitor the chat in case there's anybody. Ian says that Jen's entertaining us with the Phil Collins drum fill. I don't know what that means. All right. Maybe the sound of the thumping feet upstairs. More the kids than her. Okay. This. Then you're recording on your end, and then I think we'll be good to go.
No, I'm not.
You're not? Okay.
You want me to now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys are seeing the magic behind the scenes.
Uh-oh.
Hello from Scotland, David. All right, here we go.
Wait a minute. This isn't recording me at all.
Don't tell me you're going to have technical issues now. I'm just going to abandon this whole thing. I was like pushing it with not eating dinner, and I was like, oh, Stephen Somerville, you're too kind. Stephen Somerville says it's well worth waiting it.
The Concerto 1999 Fanatic.
That's right.
All right.
The Irish rugby fanatic too, apparently.
Aha. All right. There we go. Now I have sound thingies.
Good.
All right. Okay.
Mamma mia. Okay.
Mamma mia.
Hey. Well, hopefully people got. Oh, we got people. We have double digits on YouTube Live. Woo!
The Deep Purple podcast. It goes great with a nice prosciutto. Mamma mia.
Nice gabagool. All right, I got to eat the last one of these before we start. Okay.
That's it.
We'll start here.
Chew it up.
Okay. Here we go. Start recording. And here, got it. Here we go. Welcome to the Deep Purple podcast, the first and only podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Today's episode is episode number 136, Turning to Crime Originals Preview, and coming to you on YouTube Live. It's your host, from the suburbs of Chicago, Nathan Beaudry.
And coming to you from on YouTube Live from the suburbs of Providence, I'm your co-host. I'm at a loss.
Do you not know who you are?
Yeah, John. No shelves. Matola.
Oh, his shelves are gone.
Oh,
Right
anybody
before
that's
it almost threatened to delay the show. That somebody was coming to pick up his shelves, and then instead it was
And then it
technical
wouldn't-
difficulties that delayed.
and then it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah. So
pouring myself I wasn't gonna have a beer tonight, but I'm like, that was so harrowing.
after
I'm pouring
this,
myself a frosty one to get through this episode, because man, what an ordeal that was setting this up. But I've learned a lot, and I think next time we do YouTube Live, we're gonna be in great shape. We got 10 folks on the stream right now. We've got Steve Hunt, we've got Steve Somerville, we got all the Steves present. We got Ian, we got David, we got Ryan. Thank you so much, Bart. CEO JR75 was maybe somebody we know. I don't know. So yeah, people probably coming on and dropping off, similar to what we did last time with our Zoom meeting, but this time we're doing on YouTube Live, so as to not intimidate anyone with joining the meeting. So hey, if you want to support this show, well, one way you can do it is by giving us advice on how to live stream, but in other ways you can do it is by becoming a patron on Patreon for a little as $1 a month. You can leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, and you can also buy merch at our Etsy store. We have t-shirts and mugs available. PayPal donations are also available if you're scared off by PayPal or the taxes on PayPal or whatever it is. So yeah, we are coming at you trying this new thing since this is kind of one of those live stream situations. So I've got you in this screen, I've got my own screen here, which is slightly delayed, and then I've got my 20-second delay of me over here on YouTube. So I'm really trying to tune all that out because it's gonna drive me crazy. But yeah, we decided to do this episode to check out the if you're new to the podcast and new to our format, we review all things Deep Purple, and we're this time we are reviewing nothing Deep Purple, but yet all of the original songs that are going to be on the upcoming covers album. So before we get into that, we of course have to thank our patrons. And speaking of patrons, heyo, coming in brand new, invading Fielding Fowler's turf at the $5.99 nice price tier, we have Robert Smith. Oh my goodness, Fielding. I hope you're okay having company there.
From The Cure.
I didn't ask. And now I feel bad. I really should have asked. Yeah, Robert, I know we did have a little bit of a back and forth, but if you're burying the lead on that, please do let us know. Robert says, after listening to the podcast for such a long time, I thought it was time for me to put my money where my mouth is. I have just enlisted at the Fielding Fowler level, as I thought he could use the company. I do listen to other podcasts too. None are quite as enjoyable, but one of the other podcasters told me it's a bit like sending a message in a bottle, which is a good way of putting it. You probably only hear from a fraction of the listeners, but I'm sure there are a lot like me who look forward to their Monday Deep Purple podcast episode and your chats about food, drink, etc. Oh, and the music too. Keep up the great work. So it is true. It is kind of like a message in a bottle. Like we put out these episodes, and then all of a sudden, like 2 years later, I'll get an email about episode 13 or something, and I'm as if I had just finished like wrapping it up, talking about that episode. But oh, one thing you didn't mention is I'm like, what? Oh, that thing from 2019 that we talked about. I have no idea. I don't remember. So thank you so much, Robert, for joining us at the $5.99 nice price tier, all as he called it, the Fielding Fowler tier. So maybe we need to rename it Fielding. What do you think about that? I'm sure he'll be happy with that. Okay, so also,
heyo,
another new patron. Yeah,
heyo.
Why are you saying heyo like a question? Heyo? No, heyo, definitive. This is coming in at the $10 someone came tier, Saul Evans. So thank you,
Better
Saul.
call Saul.
Really I didn't even call Saul called me. I appreciate it, Saul. Thank you so much.
Better call Nate.
What's that?
Better call Nate. Saul.
Yeah, Saul, better call Nate. So yeah, this is great. What I did was I reached out to Saul, but I didn't hear back in time for any sort of comment. So that might have to wait till the next episode. And then, of course, our regular executive level patrons coming in at the 10-pound tier, Dr. Jill Bryce at the turn it up to, Dr. Jill Brees.
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 Jeff Bryce and Jill Brees.
Yes. At the $11 tier, turn it up to $11 tier. Clay Wambacher, Frank Thielgard Mortensen, Alan Ain't Too Proud to Beg, and Mikkel Steen. And then at the $10 someone came tier, Ryan M, Jeff Bryce, Gerald Kelly, Victor Campos, and of course, heyo, our new patron, Saul Evans. Thank you so much for your generous donations to the Deep Purple podcast. But before we move on to the songs, we do have something else, which is a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. When you hear the Flexatone, you know we have a new 5-star review. This one is coming to us from Jasur in Russia. 5 stars. Title, something I look forward to in my week. As an avid Purple fan and connoisseur of their extended family, this podcast is a treat for looking in depth about things I know about and introducing me to new wild bands and a meeting of minds that I would never even have thought about. Though I could wait as long as it takes for the Hughes Turner Project episodes to come around, because I have no clue how that band was even conceived to be a good idea. Okay, shots fired at Hughes Turner Project. Ooh. But ramblings aside, the hosts are perfect in encapsulating that feeling of listening to a record you hear for a while but could never find in your stores, or just buying a new record and listening to it for the first time. And I love that. On top of that, they're hilarious. My highlights are Nate's story about the dog that had muffins fall on it, and the James Gang song about being Norwegian. Keep up the God's work you two are putting in. It's so dearly appreciated. And in full disclosure, that's actually my wife's story about her dog with the muffins falling on its head. So she gets credit. So she gets credit for one of the best stories, and you get credit for the Norwegian.
You laugh so hard at that.
Oh, it's still great. It's still great. Just have to wet my whistle a little bit here. Also, so Stephen Somerville is watching live at the college university trip in his motel room. Woo! Look at that. David Liao. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Unbelievable Twitter supporter and commenter. Thank you so much. Oh my God, we're up to 17 views. Pressure's on.
John, we better get going.
John just, I don't know. I was going to describe that John just did a double take. Well, I guess if you're listening to the audio, you don't know. This audio will be going live later this month. So before we get into these songs, there's actually one more little update, and this will be a great little bit of fun here. I got to turn off my monitor here so I can actually see what's going on. So Marcelo Soares, who is a Brazilian journalist and all-around great guy, follower on multiple social platforms, listener of the show, really great guy, great fountain of knowledge, someone with much more insight than we could ever dream to have. But he sent me a tweet, which I need to share with you because it's perfect. He says, if I can find it here. He says, the guys from Deep Purple Pod hardly know Gal Costa, but I love her singing since I was a teen and heard this. For me, there was an immediate reference. So he sends this video, and I'm going to get the old share going here, share sound. And then, of course, do it again as we're used to. So this is Gal Costa, who I believe must be a Brazilian singer. And here is a video of her, and you'll see very quickly what the Deep Purple connection is. This is a concert from 1981. So I think she starts going, hey, ho, with like the microphone down. She's having a great time. So this right here doesn't really, well, obviously I guess she's wearing purple, light purple, not deep purple. So if we scroll ahead here to about the 1 minute 40 mark, it starts kind of riffing, and we'll see something here. got a little Blackmore Gillen influenced back and forth. Although her guitar player looks more like Mark Hamill than Richie Blackmore. Really hitting those high notes here.
Wow.
David Gallagher says Blackmore stole her haircut. So there you have it. I mean, I'm sure Gillen and Blackmore maybe weren't the first people to ever try this sort of concept, but I think they do a great job. And she's got what a great. I can see what the appeal is. She's got quite a voice.
She's something else.
She is. That's Gal. What is it again? Gal Costa. She's still around. Apparently, she's got like over 1 million followers on Twitter, so she's got to be doing something right. All right. Can't wait to what. Oh. All right, they're chatting, and I got to remember not to get distracted by the live chat. Okay, so here we go. So what are we doing this week? Well, we are talking about the songs that inspired the upcoming Turning to Crime. Now, when you heard about this, I know there's kind of a lot of mixed opinions about this, but when you heard that Deep Purple was releasing an album and it was going to be an all covers album, what did you think?
Yawn.
Yeah,
I don't like cover albums.
No.
I really don't. I mean, they're good for like a laugh or whatever. Or I don't know. I think I was more into cover albums when I was like a kid. I think we might have talked about this before, but now my favorite bands, I'd rather just, either hear like a re-release of old shows or, stuff from the archives or new music, like new original music. Whereas right. Covers don't really excite me. It's like, oh yeah, let's hear, I don't know, Steve Miller or something for the millionth time.
Well,
but
Gallagher says it's 100% Ian's idea. Loves a covers album. Yeah, probably.
But to be fair, we heard that preview of that first song, and I was pleasantly surprised at the
yes.
The kind of energy that was in it. So,
and I think if they had put this out in place of Whoosh, then it would have been pretty anticlimactic. But
yeah,
the fact that, I mean, they just released an album last year, so they were all kind of they weren't touring, they were all in lockdown, they didn't really have anything planned, and they kind of did this remote kind of idea. So obviously a lot of people were disappointed, but to expect them to crank out another hour's worth of originals might have been a little unrealistic too. So I don't know. Yeah, I was really kind of disappointed, and then the more I hear about it, the more I read about it, the more I, hearing that one track they released, I was very pleasantly surprised with that. So now I'm really looking forward to it. And the good thing about it is, looking through the list, I'd say of the covers on this, I mean, I guess I'm familiar with, some of the songs. I was like, I don't think I know that. And then I listened to it and I'm like, oh yeah, of course I know that. So I'd say there's a few on here that I'm not as like, in fact, starting with that first one, I'd never heard that song. And I looked it up and it was like, oh, it's a Ramones song, but I guess Ramones had done a cover of this original that we'll hear in a second. So it was, you're hearing a lot of some interesting songs, and you're hearing some influential songs and some songs. It'd be interesting to kind of go through this and see, like, what do we think, who do we think picked what song, or who do we think song was whose idea or whatever. So so anyway, that being that, we've kept you all for an hour, we should get right into the songs here. You ready to crack into these tracks?
Yeah,
I've got one playlist for the first group of tracks that we can start with, and then we'll take a little break, thank our patrons, and then come back to the second part. So here we go. First half here starts off with the song 7 and 7 Is by a band called Love, and the album is Da Capo. I wonder if more people are familiar with the are more familiar with the Ramones
When I
version.
was a boy, I thought about the times I'd be a man. I'd sit inside a bottle and pretend that I was in a can. In my lonely room, I sit my mind in an ice cream cone.
Some pretty good thumping bass in that left channel there.
You can throw me if you want, 'cause I'm a phone and I go.
That's
Yeah.
interesting that they do a song like it sounds like they'd be one of their contemporaries, you know, from the
Yeah.
60s.
And quite a few of them are. There are some that the obvious like early rock and roll stuff,
If I don't start crying, it's
That
because
you'd
that I
expect.
have got no eyes.
but a few contemporaries as well.
My father's
bands they
in the
would have toured with
fireplace and my
probably
dog
someplace.
lies hypnotized.
Like, what year is this?
Oh yeah, this is from 1966. The album is Da Capo, and then like I said, the Ramones did a cover of it probably. YouTube is sending me warnings about the bit rate. So I'm like, okay, hopefully it's okay. Yeah, as Davi says, the drumming on this is pretty incredible. Kind of sounds like it could have been the inspiration for Burn, almost. That constant rolling on the snare. Gallagher says he loves first few albums are terrific, so I'll have to check them out. Kind of an unexpected little bluesy ending here. The Gardeau has joined the chat. Welcome, Peter.
The Gardeau.
He's saying this is an XM deep tracks every so often. Here we go. Rockin' Pneumonia and the Boogie Woogie Flu by Huey Piano Smith.
All right, this sounds more like something that would have been an influence. What year was this?
1959. It's a simple album. Having a good time. He's just sitting out there in the grass.
Just
enjoying
having
himself.
what's he smoking, a jibba?
I think that's his, like a little pocket square.
What's he got? Looks like he's holding a J.
Maybe they edited it out. I love how YouTube's telling me the bit rate's too low. Like, what do you want me to do about it? I don't know how to fix that.
I like this guy's nickname is Piano. Hi, my name is Huey Piano Smith. Oh,
I wonder
do you
what he
play the
played.
piano? Be like, no, actually, I play the flute.
He doesn't have a lot to do on this song. And his clowns is a great Huey Piano Smith and his clowns. Who are those guys behind you? Oh, those clowns?
Who are those clowns? You know, calling somebody a clown, like saying, who is this clown, is like such a great insult, because not only are you calling them a clown, but you're also acknowledging that they're not a well-known clown.
Steve Hunt just pointed out Aerosmith does a cover of this song. And I was like, maybe that's where I've heard it. Like, I'm definitely very familiar with this song, but I don't know if it's this version. It might be the Aerosmith version.
Yeah, this sounds like something Aerosmith would have covered.
You can see Steven Tyler putting his stamp on this one. Oh, Raph Calf saying it makes him think of the Elves. Definitely got that. Piano could be on an Elf song for sure.
I know, right? You could hear Ronnie doing this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Early Ronnie.
Mickey Lee Sewell. Boop, boop, boop. All right. This is one of the ones where I was like, I don't know if I know that song, and then I heard the first half second, and I was like, oh yeah, I've heard the song a million times. It's "Oh Well" by Fleetwood Mac. And this is early Fleetwood Mac track. I think it's from '67. No, '69. Now this was just a single. It wasn't on an album, but the album Then Play On, they started like in subsequent releases just adding this into it because it must, because it was a big radio hit. This is one I would hear on oldies radio all the time.
I can't help about the shape I'm in. I can't sing, I ain't pretty, and my legs are thin. But don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give the answers that you want me to.
Another one I could see Aerosmith doing if they didn't.
I feel like they might have done this too.
Fielding Fowler says he pictured Huey Piano Smith being a big fat guy. I thought the exact same thing when I saw him. I was like, he's too skinny. He's a manja, Huey, manja.
Hey, have some prosciutto.
Pretty rockin' song. I'm not really as familiar with the early Fleetwood Mac, the pre Stevie Nicks stuff.
Yeah, well, if this is any indication of early Fleetwood Mac, I'm listening to more of it.
Yeah, kick ass.
Pretty heavy stuff.
I think we need a remix of that guy on the skateboard
No,
with drinking the
I'll
ocean
talk to
spray
God,
with
who
this
would
song.
understand. He said, stick by me and I'll be your guiding hand. But don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give the answers that you want me to.
Nope. Well, bad news. Steve Hunt says this is the only Fleetwood Mac song he likes, so it might not be an indication. His tastes are pretty aligned with yours.
I might be there with Steve.
Oh, Joe Jackson did a cover of this. I bet that was good. Yeah, Fielding Fowler brought up another band that did a cover of this, so I don't know if it's this version I'm super familiar with, but it sure sounds familiar.
Yeah, I feel I've heard like another version of this because this one's really raw.
Yeah.
And I like it.
And just like the first track, it's got a really weird kind of downer at the end of it. But it's cool. It's interesting. Reminds me of almost like a little Pink Floyd interlude or something. If this song was like 14 minutes longer. Yeah, this sounds very familiar. This must be the one that I know. Oh yeah, Davi says you could hear Mark I doing a cover of this.
That's good.
All right, Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. Jenny, take a ride. Feel good track.
I mean, I'm sensing like a theme here is that it sounds like they picked all like kind of those 60s rockabilly songs. Like they have that same feel, you know? It doesn't really sound like anything that Deep Purple was doing back in the late 60s. You know, it was a little more...
Well, it's interesting. The title of the album, Turning to Crime, is kind of a reference, like, oh, it's a crime to do covers. It's kind of like them being a little tongue-in-cheek. But they did make a point of saying there's no point in doing a cover if we're going to do it exactly like it is. So they're putting their own Deep Purple, Mark whatever spin on these songs.
I always kind of like cover albums where they did like deeper cuts, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I know this song. I think Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels have like, I don't know how many songs they have, but I probably like know this and like the other song that sounds just like this.
They have a Roger Glover had a quote about Turning to Crime about saying like that they weren't trying to do like the #1 hits, but looking at these tracks so far, they're not exactly deep cuts. Some of them are more deep cuts. But I wouldn't say this is like a total deep dive at all. Oh, Steve Hunt says that Mitch Ryder is one of Nugent's early favorites. Peter. Peter Gardot
What is
says,
the Gardot saying?
says Bruce. Says Springsteen this time, not the Lieutenant Governor.
Yeah, it does have a
A
Kentucky
reference
woman.
to a story I told about our friend Dave when he used to answer the phone for the governor when he called. And he used to go, Bruce! I can't. Gardot has an encyclopedic memory of weird, random one-off things we've missed. So I guess, yeah, being from Detroit, this guy was probably a big, would have had to have been a big fan being in Detroit, and probably why he's a big influence on Nugent.
But you see what Duncan Least said is it has a Kentucky woman vibe.
Yeah, he said Rod could do a good version of it.
Well, we just need Rod to come out of hiding, so.
Any day now, any day.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good one.
What happened?
Oh, sorry. Technical difficulties. There we go.
I don't have much to say.
All right, we're back, baby.
Daylight
So,
sneaking
Bob
through the
Dylan.
window and I'm
Greatest
still
Hits,
there, so
Volume 2.
that's
This is
the
another
way.
one that was not on a proper album. It was just
Walking
on the
to
Greatest
and
Hits.
fro beneath the moon, out to where the
This is
trucks
from
are
19
rolling slow.
1.
Sit down on this bank of sand and watch the river flow.
And I'm not. It could be said that I'm not a huge Bob Dylan fan. This has got a
You
good.
could say that about me too.
West I was back in the city.
Actually, you could say that I don't like Bob Dylan.
Actually, because I actively hate Bob Dylan.
I don't hate him. Actually, this isn't bad. This is probably one of the best Dylan songs I've heard. And I mostly have heard Bob Dylan through covers that people have done.
Yep.
See, now, this is one that I don't think I've heard anybody do a cover of, so I would consider this like a deeper cut. Nice to hear like the Deep Purple's doing kind of a deeper dive into the Bob Dylan catalog rather than doing, hey, let's do All Along the Watchtower.
CEO Junior 75 says this is something. It sounds like something the Beatles would cover. Definitely.
Couldn't help but cry.
He pointed out that Richie Blackmore is not a big Bruce Springsteen fan.
No matter what gets in the way and which way the wind does
Steve Hunt is
blow.
with you, John. Not big on the Dylan.
Yeah, Steve.
Years ago, I had a website where I would write articles, and I wrote an article that was, let's just say, not super positive about Bob Dylan. I have never received so much hate mail ever about anything that I've ever said in my life. I mean, they just attack. This is before like social media even, but I got so many emails and people like basically wishing death upon me because I dared question or say anything negative about Bob Dylan. But let me just say, I'm a huge fan.
But I would say that like I could definitely hear Ian Gillan singing this.
Oh, yeah.
Makes you want to stop and read a book.
I think Bob Dylan's stuff where he's got like a full band with him, I'm a little bit more into, but definitely like his acoustic stuff with him playing the harmonica is a little tough for me.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this kind of like early, like, you know, just basic bluesy type of stuff that we've been hearing so far. And this is pretty good. I would go as far to say this is my favorite Bob Dylan song.
Well, I think Bob Dylan is the kind of guy, like, he's got this great vision and these great ideas for songs. And without exception, for me anyway, whenever somebody does a version of these songs, I almost always love that one, or like, or should I say, I almost always prefer that one to the original.
What?
Like the Dylan, like if somebody covers Dylan, like All Along the Watchtower, incredible song. I was like, oh
Right.
man, I really want to hear what I remember as a teenager. I'm gonna want to hear the original, and I played the original. I was like, wow, this is terrible. This is and it just made me respect Hendrix more.
Well, I mean, there are
coming
plenty
up
of
with that.
people out there that are like great songwriters, but their execution is just it's better carried out by other artists.
So here
Oh,
we
this
go.
is interesting.
Let the good times roll. Ray Charles and Quincy Jones.
All
The
right.
1959 album, The Genius of Ray Charles. I love
Man,
the
that was
the audacity
was
to
the-
just call your album The Genius of
I know. I
Me.
was gonna say that's a bold statement, calling yourself a genius.
But you know, I mean,
Hey, he gambled.
yeah, but he is. He's a genius. He's fantastic.
He took the gamble and it paid off. You know.
I have like some, I don't even know what it's called, but it's like a 4-disc collection of like Ray Charles, and it's just mind blowing how amazing he is.
I mean, you know, that would be like, you know, a gamble that failed if you came out like the genius of Trickster.
And let the good time roll now. I'm talking about the good times.
The genius of Man of War.
Well, it makes no difference whether you're young or old. All you got to do is get together and let the time roll.
I mean, yeah, it's a gamble for most people, but with Ray Charles, he knew I got this locked down. I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Fielding Fowler is saying that Bob Dylan is not the greatest poet. It was instead Smokey Robinson.
Ah, yeah. There we go.
Because he owns some Bob Dylan records.
Hey, y'all, tell everybody, Ray Charles in town. I got $1.25 and I'm just ran the clown. But don't let no female.
I can already hear like Gillen's take on this.
50 cents more than I.
So listening to these songs actually makes me more excited about the upcoming album, because I was more on board when I heard them say like we're not doing 100% faithful covers. We're putting our own Deep Purple spin on it.
Get together, let the good time roll.
Yeah, I could hear like this is like, you know, Ian Gillan, Roger Glover accidentally on purpose treatment of this. Right?
If you wanna have a ball, you got to
Less
get
like
yourself
kind of like
together.
drum machine sounding though.
Get yourself under control. Let the good time roll.
Nice.
Jeez, sorry. As soon as I saw Little Feet Dixie Chicken, I said, this has got to be a Steve Morse sort of thing.
It's a crazy album cover.
I've seen the bright lights of Memphis and the Commodore Hotel. And underneath the street
Trying to get Nick on the Nick sending us pictures of his mug of hot chocolate.
Black
Drinking
garlic hot
out of the Deep
chocolate.
Purple. He gets more use out of the Deep Purple mug than anyone.
And in that southern moonlight, she sang the song.
He says he's coming to the live stream. We better be on our best behavior. This is great. This kind of, I don't really know Little Feet at all, so forgive me for my ignorance, but it reminds me of like Dr. John. Like I really love this kind of music.
See, now this sounds like it's like kind of early 70s.
Yep.
Yeah?
It's got
Reminds
this,
me of that early
oh, yeah, it's
70s kind of like,
I want to say 73. Let's see. Yeah, 73.
you know, like in early 70s, like Delaney and Bonnie type of like the backing band Eric Clapton used for his first solo album, I think, or like Derek and the Dominoes
Oh yeah.
used a lot of
Steve
those
says Glover
musicians
loves
for
Little
that.
Feet, so could easily be. We're getting more comments that this could also be an Elf cover.
Early Whitesnake.
Oh yeah, or David Coverdale solo.
Yeah. Raphael saying Goldie's Place.
Oh yeah.
There's Nick.
Oh, is he here? You see him?
Yep. Hey,
Oh,
Nick.
there. He's drinking black garlic hot chocolate. He's deep podcast.
He's an adventurous dessert person.
I love it. Black garlic is fantastic. Yeah, this is like a nice little swampy southern rock. Almost, well, obviously Dixie, but this reminds me. I went on a Dr. John kick in the mid '90s, and I bought like quite a few of his albums, and always just loved putting those on. Fielding Fowler says Dixie Chicks took their name from this. But it's Fielding
Thieves.
Fowler, so I don't know if he's a funny man. I don't know if he's making a joke, but it's quite possible. They're just the Chicks now. Nick, you're gonna have to send us our black garlic hot chocolate recipe. I gotta get into some Little Feat. This is great. Steve Hunt's feeling good about returning to crime. I gotta say, I am too. Hey, CEO JR75, are you somebody that we know by another name on social media? Mostly just so that I don't have to keep saying CEO JR75. I really like that track. That's great. All right, next up we've got the Yardbirds,
Hmm.
who I've never been able to figure, but they're always listed on like the Deep Purple family tree, but I've never been able to quite figure out why.
All right. This one's pretty standard.
Shapes of Things is the song. It's another single from 1966. I don't know. I don't think I know this song.
Well, I think the singer was in what band was he in? He was in a band with Bobby Caldwell in the 70s.
Oh, with Bobby Caldwell, really? Is that why they're?
But that would be the Deep Purple connection,
All right, we gotta go.
once or twice removed. I can't remember the name of it offhand.
This is saying on the Wikipedia, it's saying that Bobby Caldwell was in the Yardbirds. That can't be true. I'm sure it can.
No.
No. I don't see him here. Yeah, I didn't think he was in the Yardbirds. I don't
Richard,
know that this one. They're asking if this was with Jimmy Page. I don't know if Jimmy Page was in during this one.
Rich just texted me and asked me if you mispronounced anything yet.
I'm gonna mispronounce him. I'm looking at the Yardbirds timeline here. So
Well, this one looks like it's got what's his face? I'm blanking out because I kind of know the Yardbirds timeline a little bit because they had Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, and Jimmy Page, all at different times. I think that was Jeff Beck in that picture. Now that I think of it,
might have been, but I don't know that that means he was on that song. It's so Yardbirds. Let me see here. Where the heck is it? I'm looking for. Here we go. List of Yardbirds members. He's been on for a band that was only around. Well, I mean, I guess they were only around in the '60s for very briefly, but then they had a lot of iterations again starting in the '90s. But you've got,
I didn't know that.
oh geez, well, Eric Clapton, yeah, and then Jeff Beck, then Jimmy Page. But God, there's so much happening there. 60, 65, 66. Looks like that would have probably been Jeff Beck. That should have been Jeff Beck on that song.
Yes, we have a.
Ah, yes, and all of our listeners who are smarter than us have already answered that while I was looking that up.
Armageddon with Bobby
Oh,
Caldwell.
but that was after Yardbirds, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, that was like 70s, like later 70s.
Oh,
or
that's right. 'Cause, yeah,
mid-70s.
we had talked about that years ago, and we had listened to the some of the Armageddon stuff. I totally forgot about that, but wow. All right, so we're taking a brief little break here, and while we do that, there's nothing better we could possibly do than to thank our core level patrons. Coming in at the $7.77 Keep It Warm Rat tier, we have Michael Vader. Oof, I'm gonna have to charge him $77.78 for pronouncing that every week. That's like the most challenging part of the show, is saying that without stumbling it. And then when I actually get it right, I take a pause to congratulate myself. So there you go. At the episode $6.66 tier, we have Steve Coldwell, Arthur Smith, Anton Glaving, and Richard Fusey. At the $6.65 almost evil tier, Kenny Wymore. At the $5.99 nice price tier, we have Fielding Fowler, but hey-oh, he's got company, and that is none other than Robert Smith of The Cure. Until we hear otherwise, that's exactly the Robert Smith who's contributing. Thank you so much. At the $5 money lender tier, we have Greg Sealby, John Convery, and German Heindel, Adrian Hernandez, Jesper Elman, Alexi the Perfect Stranger Slepikoff, James North, Mark Hodgetts, Kev Roberts, Will Porter, Zwapper the Electric Alchemist, and Tim Southern Cross Johnson. Thank you so much to all of you for your generous support of the Deep Purple podcast. We could not do it and would not do it without you, because it just wouldn't be as fun. All right, everybody. Here we go. We're ready to kick it into the next section here. We got the, oh my God, we're at 19 views right now. This is just unprecedented. The average watch time is going down as we speak.
Yeah, and people are getting bored of our shit.
Well, I think there's a lot of well, no, it's all the same people. Everyone in the chat is staying on, but I think there's a lot of people popping up. Like the number keeps going up, going down, so people are popping on and popping off. So
They're like,
and we have an unprecedented 62 playbacks. No idea what that means. Okay, here we go. Let me queue up.
Scott's here. Scott's here.
He's back. Oh my goodness. Oh, we're up to 22. Oh my God, we're gonna break YouTube. YouTube's gonna have to rent out some extra server space to be able to just deal with the Deep Purple podcast right now. The unprecedented YouTube live numbers. They're gonna send us one of those YouTube plaques. Okay, Steve Caldwell, Stephen Somerville, thank you so much. Still hanging in there, especially to all you folks in the UK. It's late for you, especially since we started late. Okay, next we're gonna get 8 more songs, and just a caveat, there's only a few more songs. I think there's 3 more songs that are proper songs on the upcoming covers album. The remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are a medley that they're going to do at the end of the album called Caught in the Act. So it's going to be a medley of those last 6 songs. And I'll clue you into when that begins. So here we go. Going to kick it off with, oh, you know what? Yeah, here we go. We're going to kick it off with the first of the second half, with his Lonnie Donegan, The Battle of New Orleans. I have a friend whose last name is Donegan.
See the story about the Battle of New
cover the other
Orleans,
day.
which
The album
was
is
fit
called
between
A
the
Golden Age of Donegan. Another
Yankees,
kind of
of course,
ballsy
and,
move.
them the English people.
He's like, yeah, the golden age of me.
Rather ignominious.
This has got to be Glover, right? Because Glover is
These
always
ain't
talking
never
about that
done no
Skipple
good, no
stuff
how.
and Lonnie Donegan.
Shut up. Right. Well, in 1814 we took a little trip along with Colonel Packham down the mighty Mississippi. We took a little bacon and we took a little beans, and we fought the blooming British in a town in New Orleans, where we fired our guns and the British kept
Sounds right up Ian's alley.
Eyes many as
Sounds
there
right up
was
Gillen's
a while
alley.
ago. But we fired once more, and
Hope he
they
rolls
began
his,
running on down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, Davey says Gillen is gonna nail this.
Well, we looked down the river till we see the British come. There must have been 100 of them beating on the drum. They stepped so high
Yeah,
and
I
they
think
made
I'm probably
the
gonna
bugles
enjoy the
ring.
Deep
Well, we
Purple
stood
version a
beside
little
the
more.
cotton bales, never said a thing.
This
Well,
sort of
we
stuff is a
fired
little
our
more-
guns and the British kept it
Yeah,
coming.
that's right. As David Gallagher points out, this Lonnie Donegan was a huge influence for a lot of British performers back then. The Beatles, Lennon, McCartney, they loved that sort of stuff. It's always, and they kind of make fun of that in Spinal Tap, right? Where they like start off as a skiffle group, and it's just funny to think that like this sort of stuff inspired all of these legends of rock and roll and even into like the heavy metal.
Yeah.
To a degree, when you listen to this, it sounds just so pedestrian.
When we fired once more, they began running on down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico.
The Gardot says, I think this is on my K-Tel record from the mid-70s, Looney Tunes.
Well, they ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles and they ran through the bushes where the rabbits couldn't go. They ran so fast that the hounds couldn't catch them all down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, we fired our guns, British kept it coming, and there wasn't as many as there was a while ago. Oh, we fired once more.
One thing's for sure, it is truly a
down the
golden age of
Mississippi to
Donegan.
the Gulf of Mexico. Well, we fired our muskets till the barrels melted down and grabbed an alligator and we fought another round. Well, we stuffed his head with cannonballs and pounded his behind. And when we touched the powder off, the gator lost his mind. Well, we fired our guns, British kept it coming, and there wasn't as many as there was
Should
a
have
while
covered my
ago.
old Nancy Dust
Fired
band
once
instead.
more, they
I don't even know what
began
that
running
means.
on down the Mississippi
What does that mean,
to
like
the Gulf
a
of Mexico.
garbage band?
Down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, it down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Well, it down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico.
All right.
Yeah,
All right, so we kick into something else. That was from the Battle of New Orleans in 1962, by the way. Now we get into Bob Seger System, the 1970 album Mongrels.
Wow. Some heavy Bob Seger there.
I'll be honest, I don't think I knew Bob Seger System was even a band. Like I don't know if I knew the name of that. I obviously know Bob Seger. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a great one. I agree. Steve Hunt woke up after Lonnie Donegan. This one woke everybody back up.
I like this.
This is great. It's less than 2.5 minutes long, this song. Like, a lot of these songs are kind of short. This is an album you're gonna have to check out though.
Oh yeah, this is some good stuff.
Heavy, rockin'. This I would definitely, as Fielding points out, put in the category of being more of a cut. All right, now the next song is a song that, I mean, everybody, this is not, this is the definition of not a deep cut. But we got White Room by Cream from Wheels of Fire in 1968. So,
yeah, see, this is one that's been done like Like I think Ace Frehley recently did this on his covers album, so to me this is played out. Sure, baby.
In a white room
So everything after this is going to be part of that medley.
near the station.
Well, at least it's a medley. It's not a full, you know.
black roof country, no gold pavements, tired starlings.
But it's interesting, even the songs like this that I've heard a million times, listening to them through the lens of trying to imagine what it would be like having current Deep Purple cover it.
Dawnlight smile on you leaving.
Nick in the chat just said, sure.
Oh, baby.
I'll wait in this place.
One of the most uncomfortable music moments of all time. Yeah, it would be interesting to see what Steve Morse does on this. But you were a big Cream fan in high school, weren't you?
Yeah, I did like Cream. But I mean, this would be like one of the more played out songs, you know?
Sure. Yeah. This is like the song they drop in any movie to be like, oh, just so you know, it's the 60s. Oh, cool, man.
Just so you know, this was the 60s and Vietnam was a thing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you'd be like, you know, establishing shots, Vietnam, like the choppers are flying by, and let's play, you know, play White Room, and they'll really get the point across.
Yeah. But
Jack Bruce was great. And if you want more Jack Bruce, listen to the episode of North by South podcast that I was on, where we talked about bass lines. A great Jack Bruce bass line that we dissected. I'm not gonna tell you which one. Probably not the one you're expecting. So I want you to listen to that because it's a great show. North by South pod. Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, Stephen Somerville talks that recently it was the anniversary of when Deep Purple opened for Cream, and I think Cream ended up firing them from the tour because they were showing them up at all their shows. It was their farewell concerts, and Deep Purple was blowing them off the stage. Duncan Lee says the Blackmore is too Clapton. Which Clapton
I mean,
wishes,
I mean, that would be something if they could do something like, you know, like I don't know, I think like a Cream deep cut would be good, because I mean, you know, some of their songs were like, you know, like Strange Brew,
yeah,
you know,
I like that one.
I remember World of Pain was a good one from Disraeli Gears. That was another good one. Badge from Goodbye, you know, a little more accessible, you know, something than just the same old thing that you always hear.
Oh, Nick says that Ace Frehley did a version of Politician.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Like, I listened to the Ace album like once, I think.
You did not say sure, maybe.
And actually, Ace did cover Deep Purple.
Space Truckin', right?
Yeah. So there's the Kiss and Deep Purple connection now.
There you go. Bardot says he saw Ginger Baker in Boston about 30 years ago, drumming for a band called Masters of Reality.
You know what? Yeah, I remember that. I mean, I remember the band. I never saw them live.
Sounds like a Black Sabbath cover band.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see Steve Morse's take on what Clapton's doing. I mean, I think the obvious thing is he's just going to do Morse, not try to copy Clapton. So that'll be the last full song, and then we've got the song "Going Down" by the band. I guess it's pronounced Moloch, and big thanks to Ian DeRosier for getting me a copy of this. It was hard to come by. But I think, and I could be wrong, that Deep Purple is going to be modeling this over the more popular Jeff Beck version. Not just Jeff Beck, but everybody. Deep Purple Mark Ford used to do this in concert. And I think I heard a cover of this just the other day that was by someone else. I just can't remember who. But this is a pretty common song to cover. But this is the original. Yes, this is the start of the medley. Whopper saying he sincerely hopes this won't be their last recording. Yeah, I mean, probably will be though. Possible not, but I guess it's important not to get hung up on the fact that this is their last recording. It's just I guess the takeaway is they could have done nothing, or they just did this because they wanted to keep whatever they wanted to keep creative and keep doing something. I hope you're right, ETK1. Hard for me to say that. Hoping that they'll do at least one more original. That'd be great. I always want to say like that this was like Rainbow did a version of this or something, but I think it's just thinking of Dio saying down. Rapcap makes a point. It makes a good point. Says it feels like they released this to assure people they're still there. Good point, and you've got to think they've been touring for 50 years, and to just go all of this time without doing anything, why not put this out there? Field and Fowler is asking if this is a Freddie King original. Quite possible. No, his was from 1971. And the Moloch version is from 1969. So Freddie King's was a cover as well. So obviously everybody knows this song. Every time I see this album cover though, I just laugh. Green Onions album cover, just some Green Onions.
I mean, this is the other like, song in the movie. Just so you know, it's the 60s.
Yeah, exactly. Just so you know, we haven't invaded Vietnam yet. It's still cool, man.
This is the dawn of the 60s.
Everything is good.
Or this is the flashback to the 60s, Yeah, this is the flashback to the 60s song.
This is a great one. This has got to be obviously Don Airey, I'm sure, had something to say about doing this one. This is a great early organ rock song. Another quick short one. It's instrumental. Obviously, they might only throw in 30 to 60 seconds of it. We just hit 23 live streamers. Woo! YouTube's gonna crash. Davi says they sometimes play this before Hush. Yeah, I think this is one of the ones they throw in that little discretionary time where they throw in some sort of cover. And I know when I saw them in Chicago, they played 24/625, so it's usually thematic with where they are. Stax is just incredible. Wasn't it? Fielding might know this, but Albert King, I think, was on Stax. And man, he always got these great, like, Dirty Dozen brass band and all these great bands to back him up. That was incredible. Apparently, it's on the Live Infinite Recordings Volume 1. So there you go. They're just sticking it in there to pay homage to their live set. All right, next up, we're going to the. Anyone remember the Fillmore East?
I remember Phil Maurice.
You remember Phil Maurice? Well,
I remember
here we
Phil
are.
Maurice.
This is the Allman Brothers live at Fillmore East, 1971.
I remember the film Maurice.
The film. You remember the film Maurice? I think it starred Phil Maurice. This is the Allman Brothers doing Hotlanta. And I'm gonna guess this is a Steve Morris suggestion. But again, 1971, another contemporary. While the Allmans were doing this, Purple was doing Fireball. The Allman Brothers is one of those bands I just never got into, but not like I was avoiding them. It just never had that inroad or never did it, but it always had a huge amount of respect for them.
Yeah, I mean, not enough time to get into everybody.
Yeah, it's just not enough hours in the day is the problem.
I was into their first album a little bit.
Which one's that?
I think it's just the Allman Brothers.
I don't think I have ever had any. In fact, I know I never had any of their albums. My dad didn't have any of their albums, but
I think my dad did. He had like this and like the first Santana album really remind me a lot of each other because they were just this kind of like broad jam band type of stuff.
Yep, definitely had the first Santana for sure. The Allman Brothers are great. That's one of those ones, when I have some free time on my hands, gotta listen to some more of them.
I think it was like the first Allman Brothers album that my dad had like in our basement. It was like that one, like Aerosmith Rocks, the Grand Funk Railroad Red album, Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare. Pops was pretty cool.
He had Made in Japan too.
Yeah, Made in Japan. Yep. Oh, and the Santana album, the first Santana album.
Fielding is saying that the Allmans are okay, they're just too jammy for him.
Yeah. I like a band that can do like, a jam, but not like everything's a jam. I prefer almonds too.
He prefers almonds to be almonds. What about almond joy?
Almond
As
butter.
we record this, it was Halloween last night, so I've got a boatload of almond joys upstairs. I'm gonna have a few of them after this. I mean, I like jam bands more than a lot. I never really got into Grateful Dead, but I don't like to share it often on the show because it'll get me a lot of scorn. But I do enjoy Fish quite a bit. My wife could not hate anything more than either of those bands. So here we go. We have a live show, and here's a little drum solo here. See how long it goes. I just want to stack this up to the Warhorse drum solo that was on a studio album.
Oof.
So that was what, like, I mean, maybe 30 seconds? It was like a 5-minute drum solo on Warhorse. Oh, I forgot the people.
Yeah, that's good. Know how long to stay at the party, and then.
Yeah, that is perfect. I mean, this is obviously it's a live performance, so I've given too much away already. ATK1 saying it'd be nice to have at least 3 Whoosh songs and 2 Crime songs on the next door. That would be cool. I mean, yeah, definitely, because while they've got a great set list, but it's a lot of it is very like legacy heavy at this point. Like it would be great to hear some more. There's so many great songs on Whoosh. Like I would love to hear them do like Nothing at All live or something. Like that's I mostly just because I want to see what it looks like, because I can't even imagine what Steve Morse is doing on the guitar while that song is going on.
Nothing at all. Yes, that was pretty good.
So did they coin the term Hotlanta? Because that's something I've heard a million times. But all right, so now we've got another super not deep cut.
This is
Easily
interesting
confused by
that
Led Zeppelin.
Ian Gillan would attempt this at this point in his career.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Been dazed and confused for so long, it's not
I
true.
can see him squeezing that out though.
Wanted a woman, never bargained for you. Lots of people talking, few of them know. Soul of a woman was created below.
I think we've talked about it on the show before, like Raf Kaff is saying no. Sorry, I'm guessing he's not a big Zeppelin fan. Oh God, not Zeppelin, Steve One says. Well, it's only part of the medley, so it might, who knows, maybe it's like a minute's worth of Dazed and Confused. So far it's just nothing but outrage in the live chat about this song. Ian DeRosier probably maybe they'll do the Yardbird version instead of the Zeppelin version. Because this was like based on I don't know if it's the exact same song, but I know that they carried this over from the Yardbirds, so it's the Zeppelin's first album. Oh man.
I don't know. I'm kind of like I'm a little. I don't know. I'm a little shocked. I thought that maybe they would stick with the lesser known bands, you know, just to kind of be a little indie about it, you know.
Well, right, and that was kind of what they were saying, was like, oh, we're not going to be doing the #1 hits, but at the same time, you're like, these are a lot of very well known, some not so well, but
I mean, also like Zeppelin and Cream. I mean, they're contemporaries. I mean, they get out at the same time as Purple.
right.
You know, I
and
thought they'd be doing more stuff like, you know, from like the you know, maybe the 50s.
Yeah, and there's only
early
a few
60s.
songs on here from the 50s, like Rockin' Pneumonia, Genius of Ray Charles song, and then some early 60s with like Lonnie Donegan and Yardbirds in the mid 60s. I guess Booker T and the MGs, but for the most part, it was stuff that was around at least at the beginning or the early days of Deep Purple. Yeah, so far, Deep Purple PR is listening. We're not getting rave reviews on the idea of doing this. We'll see what the execution is like. It's universally being panned in the chat right now.
I mean, I think most people would, you know, lean that way. Is like, you know, it's like doing a Zeppelin song is not a good idea. Don't tamper with the original.
Plus, like Ian Gillan in 2021 doing Robert Plant in 1969 is like bold move. But who knows? I mean, he's still Ian Gillan, still a superhero. Fielding follow-up pointing out the similarities between Zeppelin and Deep Purple, so they both ripped off a lot of songs, a lot of music. Maybe they just put in like this instrumental part here that everyone knows.
But you said this was part of a medley, right? Yeah, so I mean, they're not doing the whole thing.
Yeah, for all we know, they could stick in 15 seconds of Dazed and Confused, and there won't even, maybe some of this will be not even, well, I mean, when you look at it, Booker T and the MGs and the Allman Brothers are both instrumental songs. But it opens up with vocals and it closes with 2 songs with vocals, but the other 2 are completely instrumental. God, I have 47 notifications on Twitter. Oh my god. Oh! You guys are great. Thank you so much for all the feedback you're giving on Twitter that I missed. Raph Calf just made a football reference that I definitely don't understand, but I bet it is incredibly, to all of our European listeners, it's spot on because Raph Calf is a super smart guy.
Take it easy, baby, let them say what they will.
Fielding Fowler says Zeppelin steals from Spirit in Randy, California. Randy sits in with Purple, and now Deep Purple covers Zeppelin. It all comes full circle. Yeah, it would be interesting seeing or hearing Ian Pace do Bonham. I know obviously he had a huge amount of respect for him. And I love the ideas that everyone keeps throwing out there of them covering Rainbow songs.
Yeah, like yeah, Deep Purple now doing like Light in the Black.
Yeah. Oh god, poor Ian Pace.
Poor everybody.
All right, here we go. Another definitely
Hey.
not. This is the last one. John's not happy.
No. This is just like a all right, like it's not even a 60s movie. Like this is just any movie where it's just like, hey, here's a montage of like some fun-loving stuff that's happening.
Feeling Paul just says this is as wrong as when Bowie slept with B. Arthur. I don't even want to know if that's true or not. Funny because I was just talking to a group of friends about B. Arthur earlier today. But yeah, this is like an obvious song, like this is super well known. This will close out the album because this is the last one we have on deck. I love Spencer Davis Group, although I'm oddly more. And Ian points out killer organ tone. It definitely is very iconic. Anytime I hear it, it makes me think of. If you've ever heard the Girl Talk album, they open with this. It's like a great album where they mash up all these like classic songs like this and then put like the raunchiest rap lyrics over them. Very, very entertaining. Not family friendly. But I am more of a Eddie Hardin era Spencer Davis Group man myself. Matthew Willette says Great White covered this. I've definitely not heard that.
Who?
It's Great White. John's trying to imagine it. Yeah, I can't imagine. I gotta. As soon as this is over, we're gonna listen to that.
I've heard, like, all kidding aside, that Jack Russell in his prime was, really nailed a lot of this era of stuff. Take that for what you will.
This would have been a great Pace Ashton Lord song. Don Airey's gonna kill it for sure. That's an iconic little, much like Green Onions, you got that iconic organ line there. Oh, Lechi Doli. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but man, he is incredible. This incredible organ player, like probably my favorite living organ player right now. Just absolutely amazing. I'm sure he does a great cover of this. He's Australian, I believe. Unbelievable. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to, as a bonus segment, or as a bonus, a homework for all of you on the live stream, listen to the Great White version of "Give Me Some Lovin'" and report back for the next live stream, because that's going to be incredible. But yeah, there you have it, folks. That is all 16 songs that are covered on the upcoming covers album. I don't know. I'm excited to hear what they do with all this, how they arrange that medley, what little twists and turns they put in some of these songs. I think it's cool. I was very on the fence when I first heard that, it's going to be a covers album, because it kind of leaked out, and I was like, and everyone was really basically just complaining about it. But now I'm feeling excited, because I've come to terms with the fact, okay, we heard they were in the studio. Okay, it's not an original album. That would have been asking a lot after 1 year to come out with a brand new originals album, especially when they're all over the world. They're not even together. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. Again, what's the word? It's this or nothing. I'll take this. It'll be fun. It'll give us a few episodes to talk about, and a few episodes to postpone going into Slaves and Masters. Okay. But yeah, I'm feeling good. What do you think about this collection of songs, and in general, how are you feeling?
I think it helps to hear some of the originals first. I'd never really, done that before with the covers album, like just sit down and go through all the originals and everything. And now that, we kind of like been, us and a couple of dozen of our closest friends here have been like listening to this. It's, I don't know, it kind of makes it like more interesting or exciting, because we're just like, oh yeah, I could picture him it's almost like you're like, when you compile a wish list, like, oh, could you imagine him singing this or him playing this? And it's like, now you can, and you're just like, yeah, I could see him doing this, or I could see them doing that, or I don't know why they chose this. And then, it just kind of sparks, this, some discussion, and, makes you like, it gets you familiar. It got me familiar anyway with some of the songs that I didn't know. So now I'll go in with kind of a point of reference. So
yeah, totally.
So I think it's I'm going to listen to it now, like with a different kind of view than if I had just gone into it, cold.
Yeah, I think that's the cool thing about doing this, and we were kind of on the fence as to whether or not we wanted to do this at all. And I think that the interesting thing is, for those songs that were kind of more new to us, cool. It'd be interesting to see how what their takeout on it is. And for the songs that are super familiar, same thing. Oh, it'll be cool to see how they do whatever. White Room by Cream, for example. What Deep Purple spin are they going to put on that? Because it's great to know they're not just doing super faithful versions of it, because that would honestly be kind of boring. So,
right.
It'd be a lot of fun. All right. But before we I really, really want to appreciate everyone, A, for your patience in the technical difficulties we had going into this episode. Thank you so much. And I definitely learned a lot about, I think, what we did wrong setting all this up. So, so next time we do this, we'll try to do an earlier version for our UK folks. Some of you still came out and stayed up till what's probably 2 a.m. for you right now. So thank you so much. But yeah, next time we'll try to, when we do one of our early day episodes, we'll try to squeeze in one of these live streams so that some of you folks can participate, because we really do appreciate it. Yeah, so it should be a lot of fun. But before we end this episode, we have to, of course, thank our foundation level patrons at the $3 Nobody's Perfect tier. In the #1 spot, none other than the Gardeau, Peter, that is. Of course, Ian DeRosier. Also, both of you on the live stream, Mark Roback, Andrew Meyer, Duncan Leask, also on the live stream. Thank you so much, Duncan, for joining us. Stuart McCord and Flight of the Rat Bat Blue Light. And at the $1 made up name tier, we have the Drip Drop Fright Shop, Leaky Mausoleum, Steven Somerville, the Concerto 1999 fanatic on the live stream. Are you noticing something? The core,
What?
the foundation level patrons are really coming in on the live stream.
Mhm.
We've got Raf Calf also on the live stream, Spike the Rock Cat on the live stream in a manner of speaking, JJ Stenard, Hank the Tank, Private Eyes, and Ashen Lionel. Thank you so much for all of you for joining us. We really, really appreciate you tuning in and dealing with the technical difficulties as we get started. And next time it's going to be smooth as silk. So, all right, we're ending the stream on a high note with 21 folks still on, which is probably about 4 times what we got on the Zoom meeting. So my theory was correct. YouTube Live is the way to go. And hey, if we don't screw up the start of it next time, maybe we'll even get more people to join us. All right, Johnny, that's it. Next week we'll be at you, not with the original versions, but we'll be at you with the cover versions because it's not out yet. So I will be really looking forward to listening to what Deep Purple does with these songs.
Yeah.
All
It'll
right,
be great.
so we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
All right, later.
Bye.
All right, and this is what happens every week, guys. We didn't actually go anywhere. We're still here.
You
Well,
see
how
the
much longer I'm gonna be here, I don't know, 'cause
29,
I'm
8, 7, 2, 1.
I'm actually only 20 minutes behind. From what I told my wife I would be, so that's not too bad. So
All right, not bad.
that,
Not bad for you.
yeah. Says that our video renders. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Fielding Fowler. Shout out to Spike, of course. Thank you, Scott, for joining us. Thank you, Davi, for joining us. We really appreciate it. Awesome show. Thank you so much. ETK1. Cheers, Matthew Willett. So there you go. Everyone's still on the stream. We're still going strong with our high number here, but
Yeah, they want to hang out.
they want to hang out. Yeah. So I don't know if take care. Thanks, Fielding. Yeah, so I don't know. I might hide this video and make it private until I put up the official one that we just recorded. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anybody have any questions for John before we before we go?
Me.
Thank you, Steve. I'm glad you got to join us because I know you came in late on one of the live streams we did earlier. So great that you could join us for the full thing. I think this is a great time for our California folks, not so much for our UK listeners.
Yeah, I know.
Scott says he doesn't leave until the show is over, but he has to run.
Oh, bye, Scott.
Oh, the deal with the Florida show. Yeah, we should have mentioned that probably on our episode, but yeah, John and I and Rich will be Deep PP After Dark. We will be headed to
Ooh.
Florida. So we'll be at the Hollywood and the St. Petersburg shows. February 10th, a very special day for Deep Purple podcast, February 10th. Very special day in Deep Purple podcast history.
That's when I'll be turning a year older.
That's right.
Folks.
50% of our hosts were born on February 10th. so
Yep.
yeah, John will be there. It'll be John's birthday. If you want to meet us in Florida, I'm sure you'll see him feeling pretty good that night on his birthday in Florida at a Deep Purple show. Yeah, he might. We'll see how much of the show he remembers the next morning.
Well, yeah, Rich and Nate have both seen me with have a little too much to drink. So
More times than one.
mm. So yeah, well, I mean, hey, anytime that I'm spending my birthday not in New England, it's great because all it does is snow up here in February. It's miserable, terrible.
Yeah, and it's actually perfect. And Jen and the kids are going to be. So we're turning it into a Disney trip. So Jen's going to come down with the kids, and I'm going to probably like go from the show, meet them after the show, and my parents are going to come down too. And we're all going to go to Disney after. So making the
Wow.
most of it. I haven't been to Florida since I was like 12.
Mm.
So should be interesting. Yes, Steve. We are going to both shows so far. So yeah, I got a little better tickets than I'd hoped for the Hollywood show. I was really not looking to get quite so good tickets, but I was at that point they'd sold enough of them that I was like, I wanted to be near you and Rich. So yeah, I got a little nicer tickets than I want. The St. Petersburg show tickets were very inexpensive. So the Hollywood, I'll be styling. I'll have some great pictures and videos to share, I'm sure. Oh yes.
Nice.
Steven Somerville asking if there'll be a show review. So yeah, I should think when we get back, we'll fire up the thing. Maybe invite Rich, who knows, and we'll review the show just like we did with the Dead Daisies. Why not? Also, there'll probably be more to talk about that happened like before and after the shows than actually at the show.
Mm.
But like, yeah, it was fine. No,
Well, see, the problem here is that like Rich is a bad influence and I'm easily influenced. So
it's a bad combo. No, Fielding. John is way younger than he looks, but
why
not
would he?
that much younger than he looks.
the big 5-0. Well,
Close
heading
enough,
there,
my
but
friend.
not
Close
well,
enough.
closer than not, but not quite yet. Not quite yet.
Peter Gardos says the lady I'm related to by marriage is looking to go to Florida, but not the concerts. Oh, that would be amazing if you were there. If any of you were there, that would be incredible. It was kind of a last minute thing. It kind of happened, and Rich was firing on all cylinders. We just kind of made it happen. At first, I was just gonna go, and then we were like, "Oh, let's go!" And then, "Oh, it'll be a Disney trip, and I'll go to both shows." And so, should be fun. Should be fun.
Yeah.
I should I would love to actually just chat all night long. However, I do have children to get to bed, so I should probably go into that mode right now. So, but next, if we do this again during the days, it might be a little if we do this during the day, it will be a little easier to stay on a little longer, I would think. ETK1 says the grass in Florida is weirdly hard. You know, it's been a while since you agree. Okay. See, it's been so long since I've been. I'm gonna search out some grass the second we get off that plane. And
I remember. Yeah.
Like
it's
sharp,
all
like it's pokey. Like
yeah. It's like AstroTurf.
mm.
Maybe it is AstroTurf. I don't know.
I mean, that would be that would be a lot harder. But well, now I'm really looking forward to it. Now I'm really excited. I want to check out the grass in Florida. Been a while, so
yeah, me too, man.
All right, live stream. I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you. Oh, Fielding's gonna be there. Oh my god, we're gonna have a great meetup, guys. This is gonna be awesome.
Oh,
We gotta really behave ourselves before the show. All right, thank you, everybody.
Peter.
Gonna end the stream. Really appreciate it. Next time we'll probably be able to. Next time, if we can actually get started on time, we'll be able to hang out for a little bit longer. But thank you. Good night, everybody.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.